Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline and this is Made with Books. And today I'm going to do a May TBR, and the reason for that is there's a lot of great readathons going on in May and I want to try to participate in all of them. Now I was expecting both the Mentalhealthathon that is run by Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books, Simone from me, Simone and I, and Victoria from What Victoria Reads. And I was also expecting the Asian Readathon that is run by Cindy from Read with Cindy. I will link down below to all of these channels and the announcement videos so you can check out the details about the Readathon. I am not gonna try to fulfill all the individual prompts. If I fulfill them by chance, that's great, but I won't get into them here, so you can get all the information in those videos. And then Jason from All Blues Chapter and Verse announced another May Readathon. And since I didn't participate in March of the Mammoth, I at least wanted to try to participate in this one. And the readathon is called Maybe Midrash, and the idea is to read both a fiction and a non-fiction book, both dealing in a serious and sincere and respectful manner with religion, which I think is a great idea. And this can be any religion that you choose to read from. Now, with all these different readathons, obviously Mentalhealthathon and Asian Readathon, the theme of the readathon is in the name, so I didn't say it again, but with Mentalhealthathon you're supposed to read books that deal with mental health. You're also supposed to take care of your own mental health, which is important. And with the Asian Readathon, the idea is to read Asian authors. And I have found a way to encompass all the readathons in just 2 books. And the one book that covers all the 3 readathons is A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki, which I sort of realized that it fits with all of them. Ruth Ozeki is a Japanese-American, US-American author, so the Asian readathon is covered there. And then with regards to the theme of the book, you have now a young girl who has moved from the US to Japan with her parents and really doesn't adapt well into her new environment, and this is in the description of the book, I haven't read it yet, but she seems to think about ending her life. So obviously Mentalhealthathon right there, and trigger warning I guess as well. But before she wants to do that, she wants to recount the story of her great-grandmother, a Zen Buddhist nun. And there we have Maybe Midrash, the religion aspect, and actually Ruth Ozeki herself is a Zen Buddhist, so I think that's really interesting. It should be, I guess, a good, authentic description of religion as well. And yeah, now while it's sort of this diary, and these letters are then in a second timeline. Her letters are washed upon an island and read by a girl named Ruth, who wants to figure out what happened to her. So it sounds really interesting, and I figured I'll match the non-fiction for Maybe Midrash by reading this little book about Buddhism. Daniel and I picked up last year a non-fiction collection about the different world religions, and one of the books is about Buddhism. It's by Hedwig Schmidt-Glintzer, and so that would cover Maybe Midrash. I'm not sure with Maybe Midrash if both fiction and non-fiction have to be the same religion or not. I don't think they have to. I think it's kind of nice though if they match. If I do have time, I have other books, non-fiction books on religion that I might contemplate picking up, but as of this moment I'm not gonna mention them in the video because I will focus on that one. I do, however, have further contenders for the different readathons. I'm not going to mention all of them because we would be here all day, let's face it. But some that I have, one would be a reread for me that would also cover both the Asian Readathon and the Mentalhealthathon. Would again be Japan. You're supposed to ideally read from different Asian countries, but this one is also Japan, and this is, well, I guess Ruth Ozeki lives in the US, so different country? No? Yasunari Kawabata, The Sound of the Mountain. Yasunari Kawabata won the Nobel Prize for Literature, I want to say in the 60s, I did not look this up, so 1968, okay. And I have read this one before. I don't remember much of the content, but I do remember thinking the language was absolutely beautiful. So I might be due for a reread. And this deals with Ogata Shingo, who is an old man and whose memory starts to fail him. So again, both Asian Readathon and Mental Healthathon. And another one, again, also Japan, but that would also cover both the Asian Readathon and the Mental Healthathon, would be The Housekeeper and the Professor. I got this from my sister for Christmas by Yoko Ogawa, and the professor in the title has a housekeeper, and but he has only an 80-minute short-term memory, so I don't know if he had an accident or something, I'm not sure, but his long-term memory is affected, so he only can remember things 80 minutes back. So every day he gets to know the housekeeper anew, and he, I guess, teaches her and her son about math, mathematics. So yeah, it sounds like an interesting read, and I think it was Sean the Book Maniac and Little Spider 9 who the channel, who both really loved this one. If I can find them talking about it, I will link it down below. I then have one more that would work for the Mental Healthathon. That would be a German read, and that is Goldener Reiter by Michael Weins. As far as I'm aware, this hasn't been translated into English. If it has, I will write it in the description box again. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you can see it, but it glitters really golden, and the title, if you translate it, is The Golden Rider. So that's why. And this is from the perspective of a young son, a boy, whose mother has mental health issues and who has to go into a psychiatric hospital. And yeah, it's told from his perspective, and that's pretty much all I know. And then I have some other contenders for the Asian Readathon that I just want to quickly mention. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of these. I will definitely focus on Ruth, Ozeki and Buddhism because I can cover all the prompts there. And I might read some that don't fit in these. I haven't read all of my April Clear Out TBR, so I might try to read another one of those. And I might, I think Pauline and Pauline from Dancing Lawn are going to buddy read a German book, but that's not for this video. So another book that I have is Der falsche Inder by Abbas Khider. Abbas Khider is an Iraqi author who by now has lived a very long time in Germany. He writes in German actually, and this title would be translated as The False Indian. And it's a story about a guy who finds a manuscript on the train and starts reading that manuscript and realizing it's telling the story of his life in the 8 different versions. So it sounds kind of intriguing. And it's a story of a young Iraqi who is fleeing from war and oppression and who was imprisoned under Saddam Hussein. And actually that has some connections to Abbas' life. So I met the author a couple of years back, and he's really nice, and this is his debut novel. He has lots of others out, and he's pretty well known in Germany, so I would really like to finally read something by him. I then have The Accusation by Bandi. It would be for the Asian Readathon. This would be North Korea, and this is a collection of short stories that was smuggled out of North Korea and sort of tells the situation, things happening in the country. Bandi is a pseudonym, so we don't really know who the writer is, but supposedly he's male because in the description it says his homeland, so that's pretty much all we know about him. Oh, and this has been, by the way, this has been translated by, Deborah Smith, the one who translated the novels by Han Kang. And I just realized, shame on me, I didn't mention the translator for Yasunari Kawabata, and it has been translated by Edward G. Seidensticker. And Yoko Ogawa has also been translated from the Japanese by Snyder. So just so I add the translators. And then a few other contenders that I have is Last Night I Dreamed of Peace by Thuy Tram. This has been translated by Andrew Z. Tham, and one of the few cases where the translator is actually mentioned on the cover, as it should be. And this is Vietnam, obviously, as a country. We picked this up in January when we were in Vietnam, and this is a diary of a young woman. She was a young doctor, and she was killed in the Vietnam War, and this is her diary, and actually it has been an American soldier had it, took it with him, and only returned it to her family 35 years later. So yeah, this one sounds really interesting. Then I have, which was a contender last year for the Asian Readathon, Guapa by Salim Haddad. And this would cover a lot of different countries. So the author himself was born in Kuwait, but his father is Lebanese Palestinian, and his mother is Iraqi German, with exception of Germany, of course, all Asian countries. And this is a book that is set in the Arab Spring in a Middle Eastern capital. It doesn't say, it just says Middle Eastern capital in the description, doesn't say which one. And it's sort of set in the LGBT community, and it's about Rasa, an interpreter for Western journalists during the day, and who has a secret love affair with, I don't know what his partner's name is. And Guapa is an underground LGBT club, so that's where the title is taken from. Two more contenders, and you can see it's a lot. I'll never read all of these. One is Frankenstein in Baghdad, which I might pick up because I'm reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley right now, so I thought that would be nice to read them sort of back to back and see the differences. This is by Ahmed Sadawi and has been translated from the Arabic by Jonathan Wright, and is the winner of the International Prize for Arabic Fiction. I think it was either short or long listed for the Man Booker for translated fiction, I want to say last year. And it is about Hadi, who is this guy that is in US occupied Baghdad and is burying human body pieces and sort of collecting these body pieces that are strewn in the streets, sewing them together and burying them to demand that, you know, the people that have been murdered get proper burial. But all of a sudden there's this creature running around Baghdad and killing people, and Hadi must sort of face what he accidentally has done. So there's the connection to Frankenstein there. And then the last one is from India, and is one that I should have read years ago for a seminar. And I did start it, and I did enjoy it. I read like the, I think, first 50 pages or so. And that's The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga. I have to read this again to remember what it was completely about. And all that the book gives away is, it says, meet Bayram Halwai, the White Tiger, servant, philosopher, entrepreneur, murderer. So rather intriguing. I think this one is, yeah, it's English in the original, so not a translation. And this has actually won the Booker Prize in 2008. So yeah, those are a lot of contenders for the month of May. I'll be happy if I read something between 4 and 6 books for the readathons. Definitely, as I said, Ruth Ozeki and the Buddhism book to match that up and to cover all the different readathons. And yeah, if you're participating, let me know what you're going to be reading in the comments down below, or if you have read any of these books and think that I should start with them, let me know that as well, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!